Hey guys, so we are jumping into Dragon Ball Legends reveals and stuff number 32. Now the consensus for this is Ultra Super Janemba as the first, I guess, summonable character banner dropping for the Sagas from the Movies episode campaign. We'll see. I mean, it's very likely it's going to be him, but it could potentially be something else. We'll see. Let's go ahead and jump in right away here. All right, what do we got? Turn this on.
Hello, everyone. I'm Toshi, the producer of Dragon Ball Legends.
English.
I'm glad you've joined us today, and I say us because...
Nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Yuka.
New
and
person.
I'll be assisting Toshi starting with this episode of reviews and stuff. Together, we hope to bring you even more fun and excitement as we share the latest news and reveal new characters coming to Dragon Ball Legends.
Cool.
We hope you watch all the way to the end. Now, let's get things started. First up, let's talk about the new tag Dragon Ball that was
Yeah, let's
added
talk about it.
month. I hear that Dragon Ball parties are even shaking things up in PvP.
Is that so?
That is right. The addition of this new tag has brought new synergies to the game.
I don't know about this character right here.
The Dragon Ball, the path,
Or this character right here. How about this guy? You guys see this guy a lot in PvP?
It's been
This
quite a while
Master
since we
Roshi character
featured
down there.
Dragon Ball Saga characters, so we tried
With the
to
equipment, they're definitely very
keep that
good.
in mind
They should have Blue
overall
Bulma on
power of their party.
here. She's like
I feel like
the
they did a
second best
pretty
character in
good
the
job
team.
of making sure they could be competitive.
This is the first time.
Oh, you did.
Paul
Did a good
Jr.
job of
and
making sure they'd be
Number 8
competitive,
have
huh?
joined Legends
All right.
as playable characters. So there are exciting new additions too.
Hopefully
Quite a
the
few
movies
from
characters
early
end up
on
being a little bit
Dragon
more
Ball have yet to
impactful.
make it in-game,
Kid Goku's
so I'm
ridiculous.
glad
Other than
we had a
him, I
chance
mean,
to
it
add a
was...
few more.
Yeah.
Just considering abilities, LL Goku Youth stands out as
Yes.
a real powerhouse.
True.
With an uncancelable buff that nullifies special cover changes
Yep, Rising
and
Rush.
activating Rising Rush. Goku can launch an offense.
We're
without
going to be
having
looking
to
for that
worry about
mechanic on
and
every
Frieza.
single release.
even more
So whenever they
terrifying
reveal
using
in this
them
reveal
together.
stuff, I'm instantly
This Goku
looking for
gets buffs every
uncancelable
time you
cover
gain
notification.
Dragon Ball, which
Instantly.
we thought was a very
For,
fitting ability,
Goku and
and
Frieza
we had
tech.
fun implementing it.
I also love the power of Master Roshi's Kamehameha.
Oh, Master Roshi, huh?
After all,
Dude, what a
Master Roshi was
meta-defining
strong enough to
character we got here
destroy
with this
movies, so
Master
we can make
Roshi.
Kamehameha suitably
I'm
powerful.
telling you guys right now, that is
Characters
the
from
that is
Dragon
the
Ball
single
that
worst
has the power
summonable
are
character
also
released this
strong
year so far.
choices
It's not
when
even
making
close.
Sagas from the movies parties.
Coincidentally, episode campaign Sagas from the Movies has been on since October 11th.
Yep.
So we hope you'll try them in parties together with the upcoming characters too.
All right.
That sounds like a great reason to be excited for today's character reveals.
But first, let's start off with some Legends update info.
Update info. What do we got
have
here?
Loads of information to share about the updates we have planned for November.
For November.
Starting
Okay, so we got a little bit of time. In-game backgrounds.
New items that let you change the in-game background are coming to Legends.
Huh.
You'll be able to change the in-game background starting with the next update.
What does that mean?
Changing the background makes each character stand out in new ways, and if you pick a different background than the usual one, it will give Legends a whole new feel as you play.
What does that mean?
You're absolutely
Like
right.
just the
Try out all the different
the
backgrounds
backdrops in
and see what works
PvP?
best with
When
your
you're
favorite
fighting with the characters? I guess
Now,
what that means.
Here's our next topic.
Sort titles by order received. Oh my
You'll
god,
soon
what
be
a
able to sort your
crazy
titles based on
concept.
the order you received them.
If you've ever tried to set a specific title and just couldn't find it, no matter how hard
I mean,
you look,
it's fine,
then
but
this
is there
the
a
update
reason
for you.
to announce
Should
this?
make it a whole lot easier.
Sounds
to
like a
find
trivial
titles,
change.
So we hope it serves you well. Next up,
Godly tier in guild
a
rankings.
new tier will be added to
Okay.
the guild rankings. Godly.
Gold has been the highest up.
This is like the first update to the guild system in like
higher.
a decade.
It's
Or
always
whatever.
fun to compete individually, but competing together as a guild is another exciting aspect of Legends.
Sure.
So work hard with your fellow guild members.
That's
and
fine,
aim
it's
for
cool.
a new godly tier. We're also updating cheers so that you'll be able to see who cheered you.
Even if someone sent you a cheer and gave you some energy, who did it has always been a mystery, so it was hard to return the favor.
Okay, sure.
And now, if you send a cheer, it would be nice to know that your good deed will be acknowledged.
So these are going live next month.
It's not like players are forced to send cheers.
So this will
and
probably
you
be like the
shouldn't feel obligated to
pre-Legends
send a
Fest
cheer back
update,
in
I
return.
guess. The pre-patch
Keep
before
playing
Legends
at your
Festival.
own pace and send some cheers if and when you feel like it.
That's true. We hope you'll use them to support
Alright.
other players in your guild.
All right, moving on.
Godly rank
A
equipment?
new godly rank will be added for equipment.
Oh, Christ.
There's going to be a higher rank than G plus now? Wait, so you mean slots for current equipment will be able to get even stronger effects, and we'll all have to start re-upgrading them again?
No, actually, it's not that the upper limit is increasing. Rather, the ranks will be just more precise. For example, if you have a Z plus piece of equipment where each slot is near the max value, then it will now be considered godly rank. If you just barely manage to get a piece to Z plus, then it will still be considered Z plus rank.
Christ,
This new
dude.
godly rank will be applied to equipment you already own.
That's actually
so be
annoying.
Sure to check and see
I
after the update.
actually don't
Got it.
like that change.
Personally, I'm going to want to get all the equipment
Okay.
from my main party app to godly rank though.
That's really
There may
annoying
not
for
be
awakened
much
equipment.
difference between
Getting
G plus
godly
and
awakened
godly,
equipment is going to be
so it's
basically
really just for
impossible.
personal satisfaction.
That's the only annoying part for me.
But using a party decked out with
They got to
godly
make it better.
equipment
They
is
got to
sure
make
put some pressure
the
on
awakened
your
equipment system
opponents.
updated somehow.
We
It's
hope you
terrible.
all aim for the new godly rank.
Now, for some pretty exciting news.
Oh, here we go. This was they talked about this in the
Talked about it
newsletter.
Earlier this
Yeah.
year in a Legends Management
Okay,
team
what does this mean? I'm
newsletter,
actually pretty
but
excited about
we're
this.
Adding new
Limited Z abilities.
exclusive to Legends limited characters.
Okay.
Note that limited Z abilities will be different from Z abilities
Okay.
and will be applied by Legends limited
Rarity
rarity
battle
battle members
members.
to allies. When a limited Z ability is active, allies will get buffs to base strike and blast attack, as well as to base strike and blast defense.
It's like a Zenkai ability.
Buffs from multiple Legends Limited rarity battle members will stack and will all be
It's
applied.
literally just a Zenkai
Another
ability.
important difference is that for each Legends Limited rarity battle member, allies will get an attack buff. They will vary depending on the character, but we plan for these to be attack buffs against individual tags like tag Lineage of Evil. Keep in mind that the bonuses of all Legends Limited and Rarity battle members will be applied to allies.
I'm gonna come back to
These
this at the
attack
end of the
buffs
video.
will be unlocked with limited Z
I'm gonna
ability
come
3,
back to this
and
at the end.
That will require limit breaking your Legends Limited characters to star 6. These limited Z abilities will only take effect if the character is a battle member.
if they're a
so
battle member.
Please keep that in mind.
Okay, that actually does
These
matter a
attack
lot.
buffs are still being fine-tuned at this time, and that means that the information we presented today is subject to change.
Interesting. It's like a
But
pseudo
we hope you
Zenkai
look forward
ability.
to it all the same.
Okay.
Since they only take effect if the character is a battle member and they give attack buffs against specific tags,
So it says at the
that
bottom.
means you are going to want a variety of LL characters.
Attack
in your
buffs are
party
planned to be
get
effective
attack
against
buffs
specific
against multiple
tags.
Correct.
Buffs, but
Combining
details are still in
multiple
development and are
Legends
subject to change.
Limited
Okay.
characters with strong Ultra and Sparking characters should make for a very solid party composition. These limited Z abilities will also get stronger as you limit break each character.
Shocking.
After the release, you'll definitely want to check out the limited Z abilities of
Okay.
each of your Legends
I mean, it's
Limited
gonna apply to
characters.
old
And
Legends
that
Limited
was the
characters.
last bit of
So
update info that we had for you today.
interesting.
We have a number of other updates in the works, but the ones we shared today are planned for around mid-November.
So like
hope you're
again,
getting
right before
excited for
Legends
them.
Fest.
But now it's time for some Legends news.
Legends
We have
news.
all the latest info on the episode campaign, Sagas from the Movies,
Okay.
and we're bringing it straight to you. We've already seen a new Tapion.
Tapion's
from
actually not
Dragon Ball
bad.
Z, Wrath
And
of
neither is the
Dragon
Gogeta
that you can
Zenkai,
get
so I think,
from the
you know, it's
ongoing
not a bad
Fierce
start to this
Fight
campaign. I just wish they
Hero
would
Tapion
start
event.
the campaign
But
with
the
like
new
an
title
actual like
screen
new
and
character
the
drop.
Green Super Gogeta
Not a
who
free
just
play
got
character, of
a
course.
Zenkai Awakening are both based on the Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn movie.
Yep.
Based on all that information, you might already have an idea of who the new characters will be.
Ooh,
I
characters
wonder how many
plural.
of you predicted this one. Let's get right to it. Are you all ready?
All right,
Check
let's
this
see.
out.
He said characters plural. I mean, yeah, we knew this was coming, right? A Super Janemba Ultra character. There we go. All right, but he said characters plural. What the hell? Available in Ultra Rarity, yes. Super Janemba. Ultra Super Janemba. Okay, that's purple Janemba's green. Don't tell me he has the UI Goku unique gauge. Is that what that was? All right, here's his ult. A little laggy there, okay. The lightning shower rain, yeah, I gotta get that in there. Looks pretty good. There's his windscreen. All right, you got Ultra Super Janemba coming in here. Is that it? I mean, you said characters plural. Maybe that's just for later on.
That is right. Straight from the Dragon Ball Z
Fusion Reborn, yep.
movie comes a brand new Super Janemba in Ultra
It's about
rarity.
time. That guy needed a new
Wow,
unit.
It's been a long time since we've had a new
Yeah,
Janemba.
it's 2.5 years. 3.5 years?
The Red Janemba released in
January 2020.
So it's been about
3.5 years, yeah.
There hasn't even been a Legends Limited version, so we hope that caught a few
Yeah.
of you off guard.
I'm sure it did. Omega Shenron also got a Sudden Ultra, but that was an event exclusive
Yeah,
character.
what the hell is that?
So this is quite a shock.
Why'd you even mention
This
that?
is a tour of last month's Dragon Ball Saga campaign, but it really is nice that so many characters we haven't seen for a while are
Returning, okay.
We decided these episode campaigns would be the perfect opportunity to put the spotlight.
I mean, that
on
was
some
we kind of knew
characters
that was going to
who
come
haven't
out,
been
right?
Getting much attention, so please.
He
look
looks good,
forward
for
to
sure.
seeing Who will be next as well?
I sure am. There were a lot of things that stood out in Janemba's moves.
All the warping of attacks, turning into cubes to evade, and doing other strange things you might remember from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You won't want to miss them. Janemba's abilities also fit the character as well, so let's dive right into
All right,
explaining
so let me
them.
just quickly go ahead and mute
Super
this. So again, as you guys know, I always like to do the breakdown video after this because they go way too quickly through these sets of abilities. I mean, this is 5 pages. They're gonna move through this quick. So I'm not gonna be able to sit down here and give you an in-depth, breakdown of the character. Plus, they're probably gonna post the full kit on the website. So what I'm gonna do after this is I'm going to actually, okay, so what I'm gonna do is when this is done, we're gonna go back and review those Legends Limited abilities that he talked about earlier, because I do want to actually look at those a little bit more in depth. I'm going to end the video, we're going to upload this video, and then I'm going to record a separate breakdown video going over this Janemba. But just quickly talking about those Legends Limited abilities. So to me, him saying that the characters have to be brought into the fight means they're a pseudo Zenkai ability. And what I mean by a pseudo Zenkai ability is the way Zenkai characters are typically utilized as bench units is you just put them on your bench and you never bring them into the fight because all of their value is coming from their Zenkai abilities. For example, like Red Rose is a perfect example of this. Red Rose is not a good unit. Like, let's just be honest with that. Zenkai 7, Red Rose Goku Black is not a good character to bring into a fight, but he has exceptional power as a bench character because he's giving 35% just to 2 different stats from his Z ability, and then of course he's giving a red Zenkai ability on top of that to red powerful opponent characters. So you would just slot him into your bench as a Zenkai character to give the double buffs to like a red villain unit, right, in the leader slot or wherever they are on the team. So that's the main value coming out of a Zenkai ability. The way this differs is you actually have to bring the character into the fight for the Legends Limited ability to activate on the rest of your characters. So, you can't just put like green Beerus on the bench and then you're not going to be getting a Z ability, a Zenkai ability, and the Legends Limited ability. You're not going to be getting all 3 of those. You're only going to be getting the first 2 because to get the Legends Limited ability, you need to bring Beerus into the fight, which of course you're not going to do because he sucks now. So I kind of like it. I mean, it's going to be one of these things where we have to actually test it out and see how it impacts the game before we are able to make an informed judgment on how good it is. It's kind of like the leader slot in a way where it sounds good on paper, but there's a few, maybe negatives associated with it that we're not going to be able to really know about until we've used it for a bit. So I'm going to reserve judging it harshly until we actually have experience with it. But it sounds interesting, and I'm actually excited because it's going to give more value to using maybe some Legends Limited characters that we wouldn't have used before. But I'm happy that at least they aren't completely eliminating all the value from Zenkai abilities. Again, Zenkai characters, a lot of the time, you're not really seeing them used, at least in competitive PvP. Most of the time, they're just used as bench characters. There are a few exceptions. I think like Yellow Cell is very strong. I think the new Blue Bulma Zenkai character is very strong. This Green Gogeta is pretty good as well. So there's a few exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, you're not really bringing Zenkai characters into the fight. They're mostly bench characters, and it sounds like that's not something that's going to change even after the implementation of these Legends Limited Z abilities. So we'll see. We'll see. They showed the red Gohan on the screen when they were going over the Legends Limited Z abilities. I don't think we're going to be seeing that Gohan make a return. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Okay, let's go ahead and unmute this because they're about to finish. They're on the last page here.
Arts. Super Janemba has a balanced defense with a
Alright.
special cover change versus blast
Again,
attacks
gonna do a
and
separate breakdown
counter
video
against
going over this
strike attacks.
Janemba after
Next,
this.
when an enemy activates an ultimate, Awakening Arts, or a Rising Rush, Super
I mean, he did
Janemba
say
has the
characters,
ability to
didn't he?
lower ally substitution
Like
counts
plural?
by 10.
He was probably
So,
just talking
even
about
if the enemy
characters
fires
later
off
on,
a
because we're not
Rising
like this is not
Rush
the
or
only
an
banner we're
Ultimate
getting for the movies
you can
campaign.
just
We're gonna
calmly switch
there's
to
gonna
a
be either a
character with
Legends
an
limited character at the end of this
endurance
month
or the
or a
That
Mega
counter
Rising,
looks
which
incredibly
I doubt it's gonna be Mega
I forgot to
Rising.
mention this earlier, but the unique gauge even starts the battle off at 100%. So the auto counter can be used right from
Auto
the start.
counter. He actually does
Once it
have that. Oh
activates,
my god.
You'll be in a great position
Okay.
to start a ferocious offense.
Ultra Super Janemba could work in sagas from the movies.
Sagas from the movies
alongside
parties.
the characters we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
From
Dragon Ball Path to Power. Yeah, you mean the movie campaign part 1?
Well, in regeneration parties with Piccolo.
Oh, Piccolo Jr., man. Yeah,
like
there he
Ultra
is.
Blue,
Look,
Kid,
there he is,
Legends
dude.
Limited,
He's ready to
Perfect
rock and
Form
roll.
Cell, and Orange Piccolo. Regeneration
Piccolo
got some
Jr..
significant buffs this year. We hope you'll try Janemba in regeneration parties.
How
and
disappointing, man.
not just in
Piccolo
Sagas from
Jr..
movies parties. More detailed info about this new character will be posted to the
Yeah,
site.
we're gonna
and
look at the
linked
site
in
when we go
video
over his kit.
description. So don't forget to check it out after this show is over.
Okay.
That is it for a new character.
Okay, so I
info.
guess the
But
plural
check out
characters
this
he was talking
next
about
bit
is
of
later
news
on.
About events.
World Challenge Raid versus Super Gogeta. That's
It's time
good.
for a world.
I think having just a
Challenge
raid constantly
and this time
going
the boss
over
is Super
over the
Gogeta.
period of the celebration is good.
Last month,
It gives you something to do. Like if you don't want to play PvP anymore, you don't want to jump into like a regular event, like a story event or whatever,
Not
and
only
get to
will
jump
there
into the
be
raid and
Chrono
just get that out of the
Crystals,
way. Of
but
co-op too, I
lots of
guess.
other great
But
rewards as well.
by the way, there
So
is
you won't
also
wanna
a
miss it.
Bonanza
It'll be the perfect
starting,
chance to stock up on slot
believe
removers
tomorrow
and
actually.
other
Yeah,
items.
I believe the same time the
Coming up,
Janemba banner
we
drops, we'll have a
also
Bonanza. The film. Oh, this is one of those like limited events. The film Strike Back.
Announcing
Yeah.
The films Strike Back. We've been releasing these
Turles
kind of events
and
during the
Bojack.
episode campaigns.
Okay.
This is an event where each stage requires a certain character to play it.
Okay.
This event will require these sagas from the movie's characters.
I don't know what these are all the
Yellow
characters,
Bojack,
so I'm
Yellow
sure there are
EX
players
Slug,
who will be able to
Red
play all
EX
of the
Turles. Why would you even need to use
stages
any of their
right from the
units?
start.
And then
Of
Red
course,
Janemba.
This
Okay.
will also be a permanent event, so there's
Yeah, I
no
mean this is the
time
same
limit.
style of event as like the
You can get
World
Chrono
Domination
Crystals and slot
superhero
removers
event, right?
as
So
rewards. So if your
fine.
characters don't
These
meet
are good,
the
I like
limited
these.
requirements, you'll be able to play and clear this event whenever they do. Now, time for a new
Zenkai Awakening. Super Janemba. Wow, who would have guessed?
Red Super Janemba from episode.
His
Sagas
Z ability's
movies
not that
is
great.
getting
I think
a
it's just Strike
Zenkai
Attack.
Awakening.
This Janemba is also one of the required characters for stages in the
Yeah.
film Strike Back event we just introduced.
Hold on a
Looks like
second.
its Zenkai abilities boost red characters.
That's
Red
right.
movies, yeah.
It targets
Oh, look who's
characters
this!
who
Who's
are
that?
red
I've never
and
seen that
episode
character.
Sagas from the movies.
Where's this
That
guy?
means this
Past
ability
them.
will boost characters like LL Final Form Cooler.
I think it's just
and
Red
Pan
movie
from
Strike Attack.
Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
Regen
I
or
bet you
movies
could
Strike
make
Attack, yeah,
some
30%.
previous parties with an ability like that.
Even
Eh.
Gohan from Dragon Ball Super
Eh.
Superhero would get
You-
a
you
boost.
got better
So
options for
we hope
movies.
you'll try a bunch of different party compositions.
Unfortunately.
You can earn Awakening Z power from Zenkai Rush Battle and missions,
Okay.
so do your best to awaken this character. Now, for our last bit of news,
Last bit of news. Ultimate Equipment Collection update.
a new unique equipment is being added.
Regen and
This
blue.
equipment
I guess
can be
Janemba's
used
blue.
by
I didn't even look.
characters Who are both tag,
Okay.
regeneration,
That's
and
what everyone was
element
hoping
blue.
for, so I'm glad that they did
You
that.
definitely want this equipment for the new Ultra Super Janemba, right?
Right. There's a huge
Okay.
difference between
Gotta get a
having
God
and
rank one
not
now.
having unique equipments. So be sure to play the new stage and get the best equipment you can so you can bring your characters to the next level. Now, please check in-game after the update to learn more about the equipment's effects.
Okay.
With that, we've shared all of the news that we had for you today. With the new Ultra Super Janemba and Red Super Janemba's Zenkai Awakening,
It's just the Janemba
it
celebration.
feels like this campaign is focused on Janemba.
Focused on Super Janemba. Yep.
But it's been a while and we wanted to give
I'm fine with
Janemba
that.
some
Again, yeah,
time
like he's
to shine.
saying, it's been
We hope
3.5
you'll all enjoy
years
this.
since we've gotten a Janemba.
You'll
So,
also be
sure.
able to hear the song We Gotta Power in-game.
It's already
so
playing,
give
yeah.
that a listen to. There are lots more events that we have planned coming up, so
Okay.
we hope you're excited for more. Don't forget that we plan to release both the Legends Limited exclusive Limited Z abilities and the new Godly rank for equipments that we talked more about today, plus even more
In November,
an update
yeah.
scheduled for
It's gonna be.
November.
I'll tell you exactly what
Don't
it's
miss
gonna
that
be.
We post info that didn't make
It
it into
should
the program,
be-
announcements, and
Well,
plenty more on our official social media
I think it'll
accounts.
probably just be the
So if you
15th.
haven't already,
November
please
15th.
give us a
That's a
follow.
Wednesday, which is when reset
Thank you
is.
all for watching, and we hope to see you all again in the next reveals and stuff. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. All right, I will be right back. I'm going to rewind it to the thing I talked about before. Okay, let me just quickly read through this because we didn't really have enough time to go over this before. Abilities applied by Legends Limited battle members to allies. Example, boost to allies base, strike, and blast attack, and base, strike, and blast defense. Okay. Limited Z ability 3, limit break 6, and higher grants allies an attack buff against specific tags. So it's... It sounds like they're making this a little bit overcomplicated. So there's going to be two different layers to this, it sounds like. There's going to be a limited Z ability, and then if you get them to 6 stars or high, I mean, I guess it's no different. Let me see if I can find an equivalent here. So it would basically be like, yeah, so let's pull up Piccolo Jr. It would basically be like this. So this is like the extra portion. So he's giving an extra 18% to tag DB blast defense, but it's only applicable from the Z ability 3 onwards, which is literally the same thing here. So 6 stars. So it's basically just going to be an updated version of this, but it's going to be in addition to the Z ability. So now we have Z abilities, Zenkai abilities, Ultra abilities, and limited Z abilities. I mean, at some point you gotta sort of condense these, I think, right? Okay, so it sounds like they're gonna make the additional portion of these specific damage buffs against certain tags. Attack buffs are planned to be effective against specific tags, but details are still being in development. So it's like, for example, I imagine, let me just go back here. So if we pull up Legends Limited characters, and let's just go down to, like, I don't know, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Right, this guy, you're clearly not bringing him into a fight anymore. But if you were going to bring this guy into a fight, they can make this guy's limited Z ability, like, I don't know, 30% to strike and blast attack to... Is it just to everybody? It's just, yeah, it's just this boost to allies. Base strike and blast attack. And base strike and blast. It's all 4 stats. Okay. So, for example, this guy's limited Z ability could be 30% to strike attack, blast attack, strike defense, and blast defense. And then at 6 stars, you get an extra, I don't know, 10% damage inflicted to regen, because that would be sort of thematic for this Goku because he was fighting against Kid Buu. That's what I'm picturing this will be. But again, remember, this has to be a character that you bring into the fight in order for that buff to actually be applied to the team. So that is an extra layer to be aware of here. But okay, obviously the big thing to talk about is going to be Ultra Super Janemba. I am going to go ahead and do a separate video on that. Actually, one more thing to quickly mention. So we did quickly talk about this. Godly rank equipment. So here's the thing that I'm a little bit annoyed about with related to this godly rank equipment. I mean, it's not really going to affect anything. It's just a little symbol on your equipment to tell you how good your equipment is. It literally has no impact on anything. It's just cosmetic. But for somebody like me, who has been playing the game for 5.5 years, and I have been religiously farming equipment, and I have made sure that essentially every piece of equipment that I've farmed is Z+, I have made sure that the first slot, which cannot be altered on any equipment, is just high enough so that if I can upgrade the slots 2 and 3 to the max levels, the equipment will end up being a Z+. So I'm going to have tons and tons and tons of equipment that are Z+, but are not going to be eligible to get to God rank because slot 1 is not going to be rolled high enough, because there was never a need to go higher than that because the equipment would have been Z+ no matter what anyway. So for example, when you're awakening equipment, which again, it's almost impossible to get good slot 1 rolls on awakened equipment. A lot of times what I would do is I would stop at the slot 1 roll that would be high enough, just barely high enough, to make the equip a Z+ with slots 2 and 3 maxed out. So those equipments will not be able to be boosted up to God rank, unfortunately. So it's a little bit annoying for me because there's no way to alter the slot 1. If they gave us some kind of material, like super rare material or method of farming slot 1 equipment, like to re-roll slot 1 or to buff slot 1 up a little bit, I could understand this change, but I don't know. Seems a little weird to me. But let me know what you guys think about this, as well as all the other changes they mentioned here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all very soon in the breakdown video.